What's up, guys? So, before I get yelled at for even writing this title, just want to let y'all know this is not exactly clickbait, but it is something to grab, you know, get your attention and, kind of stir you up a little bit. Okay, so what I'm really going to talk about here is the funding mechanism of the United States. How the United States gets money to pay for anything. And it's actually really simple. A lot of people probably don't know this. I hear this all the time. People saying, my taxes are paying for this school, my taxes are da 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 da. Are you sure? Or are you just assuming that? You know what I mean? That's the impression most people have, that their taxes are going to da 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 da. Okay, you have to consider I think it's almost 21 trillion. Let's draw that number out so you guys can see that. That's thousand, million, billion, trillion. That's a huge number. That is actually, if you just divide it right there, it's 21 million times 1 million. Does anybody? 21 million times 1 million. That's ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, so before you say, my taxes pay for da-da-da, okay, well, then what did this pay for? That really paid for pretty much everything. Your taxes, what they really pay for, you might say, are they pay for the dividends on, certain securities that the United States issue to borrow money. And I'll just kind of show you that. Treasury bonds, simple. So you got let me draw my rendition of government building here. And this is just, it could be relevant in other countries. But for the most part, I'm talking about the United States at the moment. Okay, so the government will issue these treasury bonds. And these treasury bonds basically say, buy us for this much money. Later on, we'll pay you this much money plus a little bit of interest, right? So really, what your taxes might be paying for are the maturity on these treasury bonds. Well, here's what happens. The government will sell these treasury bonds to basically whoever will buy them. But what usually happens is, or what quite often happens is, banks will buy them. And then, once they buy them, there is this institution in the United States called the Federal Reserve, which itself is a bank. And a lot of people don't know this. You got your dollars, right? Your dollars say Federal Reserve notes. They're printed by these guys. And these guys are an independent organization from the government. But what usually happens is government treasury bonds, these people buy them, give them money, and then eventually these guys will print money straight up with a process called fractional reserve banking. Just, as so many people say, print it out of thin air. They really just literally just print money. And then they'll go buy these treasury bonds off these people. And eventually these treasury bonds will be held by these guys, and these guys will have money. It's just, it's a really dumb system. It really is. Because instead of issuing a treasury bond, guess what the government could do? Issue a dollar bill. And see, this is what I think a lot of people don't know. Many people, I don't know how many people still think this, but I think a lot of people might. Many people probably think that the government straight up is printing money. The government is not printing money. There would not be a $21 trillion debt. Why did I draw a B? Because I was 3 letters into that word in my brain. There would not be a $21 trillion debt if this was the case. No, the government is being stupid in issuing treasury bonds. And because of this, I would go as far as to say that we have an incompetent Congress, incompetent president. We have an entire incompetent cabinet in the government, whatever you want to call it. And that's just simply because they could simply be printing money, no debt, to pay for stuff, just like Abraham Lincoln did during the Civil War to pay soldiers, mind you, greenbacks. But instead, they're issuing treasury bonds and allowing some random organization called the Federal Reserve to print money. As you can tell, there's a whole big retarded bunch of stuff. So yeah, I would argue that the people in government, straight up, most of them 99.99999% of them, except for like Ron Paul, yeah, they're all a bunch of morons. They're all basically, if you're gonna be in the government, if you're gonna be a congressperson, and you're not even, it's either you're not smart enough to see how this is a problem, or you're just going along with it because you're cool that you feel you're like I'm in Congress, I'm getting paid, I'm good. So if that's the case, then you're basically a traitor. You're basically sabotaging. I mean, that's just what it is, dude. If you can't figure out how this is stupid, then you're an idiot. You know what I mean? If you're in Congress and you can't, $21 trillion. Okay, we got people talking about the debt every single day, but you can't figure out, you can't get to the root of the problem. Are you retarded? Yeah, so I say that most of these Congress people are, I don't think they're stupid. I don't think they're stupid. I think they're honest to God, they're just going along to get along. That's what they're doing. And Ron Paul was like an exception to that. Shit, man. $21 trillion in debt. Okay, so if you're going to talk about debt, why aren't you talking about why we're in debt? Why are you talking about budget, working with the budget, trade, all this dumb stuff? Dude, you're borrowing money instead of printing it. And yes, your taxes don't really pay for the schools and whatever. No, these guys printing money, giving that money to the government, the borrowed money really pays for that. You're basically paying for the maturity on these bonds, if anything. It's a frustrating situation. It's frustrating, one, that so many people don't understand this yet. Two, that the people in government are just keep going along to get along. Are you kidding me? It's so retarded. $21 trillion in debt, and you're acting like none of these people can figure out why. Oh, you can't figure out how to fix this problem. Sure, dude, I believe that. No, I don't. You morons, these people are, I would literally say, it's frustrating that so many people don't get this, because I don't want to be the only guy that's calling this stuff out for what it is. Like I said, Ron Paul talks about it, but what it really seems like, you might almost call this a conspiracy, because these people are just staying shut the fuck up about it and just going along to get along. That's some BS, straight up. $21 trillion in debt, and they're trying to act like they don't understand. Oh, why are we gotta stop doing this, we gotta cut these programs. You probably should have cut those programs a long time ago, to be honest. But look, that's what it comes down to. Your taxes don't really pay for all the war that goes on, for the roads, for the schools, for these Medicaid, Medicare, welfare, food stamps, all that stuff. It doesn't pay for that. Borrowed money pays for that. $21 trillion in debt paid for that. And your little taxes all the money they steal from your freaking paycheck with some income tax, that pays some of this back. But it's never gonna stop, because these people just continuously pass bills. Oh, let's spend on this. Let's go to war. Let's do this. We got a bright new plan. We're gonna do this and do that. These dudes are running your life, dude. They're stealing money out of your pocket. They're borrowing money. Dude, they're just fucked up. That's really what it comes down to. These people are fucked, man. It is. It really, man, if like Thomas Jefferson was around today, he would have had a stroke, bro. He'd have been like, what? Oh my God, this is not, what the? He'd have freaked out, man. Go look at all these presidents throughout the past. Andrew Jackson, he called the bankers den of vipers. And what it really comes down to is debt. Who owns the debt? The Federal Reserve owns a lot of it. Other countries own a lot of it. There's a lot more to this than what I'm even saying, than what meets the eye right here. There's a lot more to this. A lot of conspiracy theorists probably understand this stuff. I am a conspiracy theorist because obviously I don't think everybody's too stupid to figure out really what's going on here. I think they're just keep my mouth shut and I'm gonna get paid. It's all good. They probably got who knows what type of behind closed doors deals they have, you know what I mean? It's a bunch of BS. Anyway, yeah, this was kind of a grab your attention type video. I talk about this subject. I talk about, one, how to get rid of the $21 trillion in debt without having to raise taxes or cut spending. No, it's simply allow the value of the dollar to drop to almost nothing, to the point where like people are bringing in wheelbarrows of money to get like a loaf of bread. Okay, then you ain't gonna have to trade too much stuff for $21 trillion, you know what I mean? A wheelbarrow for, it's like one loaf of bread, $1 billion. How many is that? Billion, I don't know, 21,000 loaves of bread? We got that, no problem. You know what I mean? Just let the value drop to nothing. Use other things as money. I have a plan for that as well. I call it the new monetary system. It's very simple. The government, literally just this, government prints money to pay for stuff. It's really that simple. And, you know, let the value of this drop to almost nothing and then pay it back. Don't try to pay it back at this going rate. No, let it drop to almost nothing. Bring in your wheelbarrows of money. No problem. We're already switched over to other money. No problem. And simple. That's really, you don't got to cut spending. You don't got to. What you do have to do is pay attention to what these government people are doing, because obviously they're not doing their freaking job. If we are $21 trillion in debt, that is the most retarded. That's literally like sabotage. That's the only way. You cannot be that stupid and be sitting in Congress. You can't. It's just literally not possible. It's literally just, it's sabotage. You know, most people are probably gonna say, oh, well, I didn't know. I didn't know. Dude, yes you did. Everybody knows. Or everybody has some freaking brains. If you're in the government, yeah, you know what the heck's going on. If you're just some random down the street, you might not know. Because everybody probably thinks the government just prints money. And they don't listen to the news because they don't want you to listen to the news. They just want to keep doing their crazy stuff. So anyways, I would almost call it sabotage. If it's not intentional sabotage, it's, you know, sabotage by just going along with the program, you know, going along to get along, get your paycheck, keep your seat in the House of Representatives, whatever it is, you know what I mean? It's a bunch of BS. That's what it is, dude. And like I said, I already proposed a solution to this. It's in a video called The Monetary Reform Act, which was actually something proposed by a guy named Bill Still, who made a documentary called The Money Masters, which is very, 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 very informative. I would not know what I know about economics if I did not watch that video. Shout out to Bill Still. And yeah, like I said, proposition for a new solution, have the government print money. It's really just that. That's literally it. You know, switch on to new money. The value of this will drop to nothing because nobody uses it anymore. People will be bringing in the wheelbarrows. Boom, pay back, no problem. That's how money works. That's why I try to educate you guys. Like I said, this is kind of one of those attention grabbers. If you want to know more, watch some more of my videos. They explain everything. And I will talk to you guys later. Be safe, and let's fix this problem. I'm out of here.